Hi, and welcome to Coffee with My Sunshine. Thanks so much for coming by. I hope you enjoy today's DIY home decor projects. And if you do, I would love for you to subscribe and join my YouTube family. So today we are starting off in my backyard. Don't mind the crushed up concrete right here. We're going to be making that into like a path, but for today I am taking this handsaw and cutting up this olive tree branch. I saw this really cute hanging, I don't know what you call it, like these mason jars that were hanging from a branch, and I thought this olive branch would be perfect because it was actually a sore spot for me because I loved our olive tree in our yard, but my husband had to cut it down because part of it was dying, so I wanted to use some of it in my house. So for this project, you're just going to need a branch, some rope, these little twist-in hooks, and some twine. All you're going to need to do is just drill 2 holes where you want the rope to hang from, and that's going to be on either side of the branch. And then for mine, I just taped off the end of the rope because I just couldn't get it to feed through the hole. It was fraying too much. And then you're going to want to knot it at the end to hold it in place. And if you want, you can add a little bit of glue just for more security. And then you kind of want to hold it up and measure it out to see how high you want the hanger to go. And this is my dog Bella. She's been really clingy today. So, and she likes to be around me when I'm doing projects, it seems like. She will show her face again here shortly. So then you're going to do the same with the other side. And I brought it inside because it was just getting way too hot out. So then you're going to take the 2 hooks, and this is where you're going to be hanging the mason jars. And just kind of place them where you think you want them to hang. And here she is again. So I just wanted to show you. She's just laying next to us while we're working on the project, so I had to be kind of at a weird angle. So I just screwed the 2 hooks in. On the right side it was a little bit crooked, but it still ended up hanging okay. And I'm just using some old ball mason jars that I had on hand from other projects. You could use clear ones or any jars that you had, like condiment jars, that would be really pretty, and just leave them clear. I'm just using what I had, so that's why this one's painted. So you're going to want to take the twine and tie it around the neck of the jar, and then add twine on either side of the jar. Just loop it through where you just tied around the jar. And this is where you're going to hang it from the hooks. After you have the 2 in place, just move the knot that you had in the front to the back and give it a quick double knot so that you know that it's going to be secure. And super simple, it's all done. You just hang it from whatever, something a little bit sturdier than like a tack. I have a screw in mine. And then you just hang the mason jars, and I put lavender in mine because I love lavender. It's my favorite. You could do like a coastal theme. This would look great in our sunroom. We have a coastal theme going on. You could put lilies in there, anything that you wanted. Whatever goes with your home decor. I'm super happy with it, and it was just so simple to do, and I just used items that I had on hand. And so it was basically free because I already had everything. And I wanted to show you real quick what it would look like with the coastal or nautical theme. This is a little jar that I had done a couple of videos back. I'll put that up in my cards if you want to see how I made that. But it's just made from one of those glass yogurt jars. So kind of like a trash to treasure thing. For my next project, I just took a scrap piece of wood that I had, and I'm going to be making a frame, and I started out with the wrong angle. I just cut it all wrong. It was a disaster. So because my son took wood shop in high school, I called on him to help me with the angles, and that was him cutting the boards for me. So after he came to my rescue, it actually looks like a frame now. I'm going to take this fencing wire, and this is going to be kind of like the background of the frame. And I'm just using these, I think they're wire cutters, I'm not really sure, some sort of snips, I don't know. But I'm going to cut them right along the edge. That way it's not as sharp. It's still sharp, but not as bad. So I'm going to cut off these little pieces, and I like working with this a lot better than I do chicken wire. It's just, I don't know, it's not... It's not as mean. I usually get tore up when I use chicken wire, and this is just a little bit easier to work around. Like I said, still sharp, so you might want to wear gloves. And then I just kind of laid it out so that I could get the size that I wanted and trimmed it up on the side. And then to secure the frame together, I'm using some of this wood glue, and don't mind me, my wood glue top always gets, I don't know, stuck, and I can never actually squeeze anything out of there, so I just dump it out of the bottle. But if you've been with me for a while, you know that. And after I put the wood glue on, I realized I didn't have big enough clamps to hold them together, so I thought since I was using the staple gun anyway for the fencing, I would just try and hold the frame together with the staples while the glue dried. Let me tell you, it did not work. I mean, it looks like it worked, but in the end, when I flipped it over, it had screwed up my alignment, so I don't recommend doing it this way. I recommend clamps if you have them, or putting, like, say, bricks on either side so you can hold it together tightly while it dries. So then I just took that fencing and used the staple gun and just went around the edges and secured it tightly to the frame. And here it is all finished. I love it. If you like this wreath, I have the link to it in my description box. It's from Legacy Home Decor. But I just love this frame. It's so simple. Farmhouse. It could go in really any kind of home decor. I just think it's so pretty. And it just has a nice cozy feeling, especially with this wreath. But I love the wood color. I'm kind of leaning more towards like a lighter wood color than the super dark or gray wood colors. And there you can see my edges just, they got all messed up, but my husband said we can fix it. I hope you guys like that one. That one's one of my favorites. And I just wanted to mention I got a new candle from Antique Candle Company. I know you guys are in love with these candles like I am, so I always want to let you know when they have, you know, their new scents and stuff out. This one is the Orange Grove. You might remember it from last year, but they have all their summer scents out, and I know pretty soon here they're probably going to be putting their fall scents out, which are my absolute favorite. I will have the link in my description box if you guys are interested in checking those out as well. It's Antique Candle Company. They're like a farmhouse soy poured candles. So on to the last project. I am just measuring this scrap piece of wood, and I'm making, I don't know if you've seen those wood rugs, I guess what they call it, but I'm using mine as like a plant holder or a plant plate, I don't know. So anyway, I was really tired of using the handsaw, so I'm just using the chop saw real quick to cut these down to size, and I will put the measurements in my description box if you guys are interested in making one the same size. I ended up cutting 6. You can make it as long as you want, but like I said, mine's just for plants, so if you're doing a rug, you're going to want to do it with a lot more pieces. So I'm just measuring 1 inch in on either side of the boards, and this is where I'm going to be drilling the holes, because this is where we feed. Don't do this. I forgot to hold it, so it kind of went crazy. So you're going to want a nice sturdy table or something to drill on, and your free hand holding it down while you're drilling. I don't know what I was thinking. I've drilled before, really. So anyway, this is where these holes are, where you're going to be feeding the rope through. Really, I can't talk today. So then I just repeated this for the rest of the boards. And then after you have them all drilled, you're just going to take more of that rope and feed it through each hole. And after you feed it through each board, you're going to tie a knot and make sure it's nice and tight and secure. Like I said with the last project, you can go ahead and put a little bit of glue in there so that it holds. And don't worry if it looks a little bit crooked or wonky. You can fix it as you go. And that's what you see me doing here. I just keep readjusting because I wasn't sure if I would be able to fix it after I had it all tied, but you can play around with it a little bit. And then you just do that on the other side, and it might be easy enough to thread the rope through both sides and do it, you know, each ladder step at a time, however you want to do it. I think it's really cute. It looks like a little rope ladder, but like I said, I'm going to be using it to put my plants on. Just trim up the edges and you've got yourself a little plant riser. Let Let me know what you guys think. I know these were super simple, but I had a lot of fun making them. I'm really into the farmhouse coastal cottage feel lately. I just think it's so cozy and welcoming and warming in my house. Like I said, I will have the link to these farmhouse candles in my description box. If you guys are new here, I would love for you to join my YouTube family, and if you're returning, you know I love you guys, and I can't wait to talk to you in the comments. If I don't get to your comments, I am so sorry. I read them all. I just don't always have the time to comment back, but I do my best. Sometimes it's weeks later, but I do get there. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!